Hi everyone, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in today's video I want to talk about something that came up in the comments under one of my last videos about barrier repair. Now Eric7 Brian asked about ceramides, cholesterol and fatty acids, and whether using them together in the so-called golden ratio actually repairs the skin barrier. And for those of you who aren't familiar with this idea, I will quickly explain what it refers to. Now, the golden ratio is meant to describe a certain balance of these components that exist in healthy skin. So the idea is that if you apply them in that same balance on the skin, the barrier should rebuild more effectively. And if you Google this, you'll often see explanations that say that this ratio mimics the skin, or even that it accelerates repair. But this is where the misunderstanding comes in, because even when ceramides, cholesterol and fatty acids are combined in a specific ratio, they are still being applied on top of the skin. They don't enter living skin cells, they don't reorganize into the skin's own natural barrier layers, and they don't change how the skin biologically repairs itself. What they can do is influence how the barrier behaves at the surface in that moment. So they can reduce water loss, make the skin feel more comfortable, and lower how much ongoing stress the skin is exposed to. And depending on the formula, the ratio can change how supportive or pleasant that product feels on the skin. But this is still very different from actual barrier rebuilding. Real barrier repair happens from the inside, as skin cells renew and produce their own protective components over time. And that's something a topical product can't do for the skin. So even with the so-called golden ratio, we are still talking about a surface support, not biological repair. And the skin does that on its own timeline. And once you understand that, it's much easier to use these products more realistically and set the right expectations. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!